let us discuss the various houses in the astrological chart and what they represent. Okay, the first house, which is shown here in this diamond chart, North Indian chart, this basically represents the wealth, the honor, the respect a person will receive in his lifetime, the longevity, that is, how much time is destined to live on this earth, and foremost part of the body, the head, it represents the head. It also stands for the self of the man, the self, the person himself, and it very significantly denotes the deliberate action of the person. From the first house, we see the deliberate action, what he plans in this particular janma, what is the karma he's planning, that's what is seen from this particular house. Okay, many people think the 10th house represents the karma, but also to a significant extent, the first house represents the karma or the livelihood or the profession of the person. Just by looking at the lagna strongly, you can understand the Surya Lagna, Chandra Lagna, and the Lagna itself. You can understand the profession what is going to pursue for rest of his life. Okay, now let us look at the second house. Okay, this can be any zodiac. Don't be represented, don't be confused by this particular numbers. I've shown the Kalpurish Kundli. It is 1 2 3 4 5, but it can be 9 10 11 12 1 2 3 so on for Sagittarius ascendants, or it can be here there can be 2 which shows it's a Taurus, then you have 3 which is the Gemini, and so on. The zodiac may vary. Okay, the first house will be here represented in the North Indian style, which is represented here by the alphabet La, Lagna. Okay, now let us look at the second house, what it represents. The second house in the horoscope basically stands for the sustenance, the food which we eat. Okay, what is the kind of food which you like to eat? It also represents your face. It represents your accumulated wealth, the extent of your academic career. Okay, if you're in the profession of teaching or research, or you're a professor or something, to that extent of your career it represents your family in which you're born, the family, your basic support system. It represents that death. Okay, how it represents death, we will come to that in the later videos. Okay, it represents the prince or son of a high dignitary from this house. It can also be seen. It represents the elder brother to the mother. Okay, the mother is the fourth house, and the 11th house from the fourth house represents the elder brother to the mother. Okay, count from 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11. So this is the elder brother of the mother. Okay, that's your uncle. It represents that. Also, uh, it represents your ruling powers. Okay, how well you will rule as a king or as a dictator or something. It represents the age of boyhood. Okay, if this is the ascendant, okay, the next house represents the age of your boyhood. It also represents your speech. Okay, your eye, to be particular, it represents your right eye. Okay, 12th house represents your left eye, and the second house represents your right eye in males, and you have to invert it in terms of females. That is, in females, the 12th house would represent the right eye, and second house would represent the left eye. Okay, just be reversed. These are all the things which will be represented by the second house. Now let us look at the third house. Third house, again, the zodiac can be anything. Okay, I have just shown the Kalpurish Kundli. That means the ideal Kundli in which Aries is the ascendant. Okay, in which the Gemini becomes your third house. The third house represents basically your ears, your shoulders, your respiratory canal, younger brothers and sisters, the courage, the valor which you'll have in this particular life. Okay, it also shows the defense department of a government. Okay, from this house we can see the defense department. Okay, and at the same time, if you want to be in defense or police, this third house has to be extremely strong. That is also seen from this particular house. It shows the deliberate action of the man. Okay, in simple words, it represents the hands. So what you deliberately do with your hands, your karma, that represented by this particular house, your deliberate action. It also shows short journeys which you make. It shows your arms. The age of the youth is also seen from this particular house. Your friends, okay, your cousins, your friends, your siblings, your support system is seen from this particular house. Air travel also seen. Longevity is also seen. Why longevity is seen? The eighth house represents the longevity of a person. Eighth house from any house represents the longevity of that particular person or aspect in your life. So eighth house, eighth from eighth, bhavat bhavam, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The eighth from eighth, the third house, it represents the longevity. Okay, so if the along apart from the third eighth house, even your third house has to be strong for you to have a long and a prosperous life. So the longevity is also seen from the third house apart from the eighth house. This has to be kept in mind. It's not only your younger siblings and valor, it's also your longevity, and in terms in consequence, it also represents your health also, because only if you have health you will have a long life. Now let us look at the fourth house. Okay, fourth house basically stands, again this fourth house I've written 4 over here, it's Cancer, but it need not be Cancer, it can be any zodiac from 1 to 12. The fourth house stands for the mother, the mind, your mindset, okay, the property which you'll have, conveyance of different types, okay, vehicles basically, the land, okay, farming, your joys and sorrows, comforts. This is your zone of comfort. Okay, it shows your comfort, the progress, the lungs, because this is the fourth part, like starting from the head over here. Then you have the face, mouth, then you have the shoulders, then you have the chest, breast, and lungs. This is represented by the fourth house. So if this particular house is badly afflicted, then you can expect problems, respiratory problems, lung problems, breathing disorders, etc. It can be seen from this house. Okay, it also represents blood because the fourth house, the lord of the fourth house, Cancer, in the Kalpurush Kundli is a moon. A moon represents liquid. Okay, the liquid which is flowing in our body is blood, and also moon is the fastest planet. So, moon, the thing which moves as fast as moon, synonymous to moon in our body is blood. It is the one which flows very fast. So, the fourth from fourth house, we also see the blood. Okay, we see masses in general from this particular house for political careers, for people who are in working in NGOs, and who are into cinema and other kind of uh, related professions where masses are concerned. The house has to be extremely, even in politics. Okay, a fourth house has to be extremely crucially, minutely. It has to be analyzed. Okay, a very strong fourth house will give you a very good political career. Okay, the celebrities have a very strong fourth house because they appeal to the masses. From this, we can also see the nature of the man. Okay, the residence and the watery things around residence. All these things can be seen from the fourth house.